It's like fishing, right? Yesterday we had kidding, today we have dogging. Think there will be some races, but we'll see.
Baby B&B Tiger. Yeah. Awesome. Oh.
Finally, Baby B&B Tiger in Egypt in the city of Dahab. Hello everyone, my name is Magic Mike. I am a media producer, entrepreneur, and volunteer. And today I am presenting the international project Baby B&B Tiger. The mission of this project is charity worldwide using blockchain technology. The goal of the project is to create a transparent, efficient, and reliable solution for charitable organizations around the world. And today I want to talk about the work of our project in Egypt on the Sinai Peninsula in the city of Dahab. Today our task is to systematically support the animal shelter in Dahab, as cats and dogs really have a hard time in Egypt. For example, many Muslims do not like dogs, which is explained by their religious stereotypes in Islam. Dogs, for instance, are considered unclean animals, and many believers think that the mere presence of a dog next to a Muslim can nullify all their prayers. Therefore, the attitude towards dogs is preventive, and they are rarely kept at home. Adults and children can easily kick a dog or even throw stones at it. As a result, there are quite a few thin stray dogs on the streets that are afraid of people. The situation with cats is also really complicated. In Egypt, there are simply a huge number of stray cats. They are abundant in garbage dumps and trash containers. There are especially many of them near cafes, where cats hope to receive scraps of food from tourists. Interestingly, in Egypt, cats do not conflict with dogs. They simply stick to their own kind. They can sit very close to each other, and no one chases the other. There are shelters for four-legged animals in Egypt, but all of them are organized only by foreigners at their own expense. And there are really very few foreigners donating money for this, while there are truly a lot of homeless furry animals. About 3 years ago, a scandal erupted, and to get rid of the excess meowing and barking objects on the streets, the Egyptian government planned to export them to Southeast Asia and China. These animals are items on the menu of various eateries and regular home cooking. Terrorizing is costly and troublesome, while exporting for meat is easier and more profitable. International organizations miraculously managed to put an end to such an enticing startup by the Egyptians. But as you know, no one is addressing the issue with the animals, and their numbers on the streets are overwhelming. And unfortunately, it is not uncommon to see a painfully emaciated animal clearly suffering from health issues, or even worse, to find a dead animal on the streets of the city. And simply buying food for cats and dogs will not realistically solve the problem, as for example, each stray cat gives birth to about 5 kittens a year. This leads to uncontrolled growth of stray animals. And the real way to help solve this issue is through the capture and sterilization of animals. The most humane way to truly help homeless animals in Egypt is to control the population. Sterilization in Dahab costs on average 900 local pounds, which is about $25 per animal. And with our help, together with the company Baby B&B Tiger, medical services for the treatment and sterilization of low-income animals will be covered. Today we are meeting with volunteers from the shelter in Dahab. The company is called Animal Welfare, and we are going to capture animals for sterilization. Then we will take them to the clinic for further medical care. So guys, let's see what happens. Stay tuned. Let's go.
From the beginning, 30 years ago, where there were hardly any cats or dogs, the numbers grew, and the government started poisoning the dogs, mainly the dogs, to keep the population down. So about 14 years ago, there was some other people, they started Animal Welfare Dahab, and they asked me to continue because they were leaving. So I took over and have been catching mainly dogs because I'm more concentrated on dogs, catching dogs and having them sterilized, neutered, to keep the population down. We have made also agreement with the city council, with the government, that if we continue with what we're doing, they will not poison any dogs in Dahab.
What more problems deeply? So this is a problem.
The biggest problem is, the culture problem, of course. In the Islam, for Muslims, dogs are seen as unclean. And because of this, they want to get rid of the dogs. There is a bit of a change. You see more and more Egyptians and also Bedouins taking dogs. So there is a change in how they see it, how they feel about dogs.
How we can solve it? So control population, it's first, stage. Like second stage, education for children.
Education is something we haven't spent a lot of time in yet. It is something that we would like to do, to educate the children, also educate the grown-ups. At some point, if we don't sterilize, the government will come and poison the dogs. So it's a choice. What do you want?
Continue support with BABYBNB Tiger. So first steps were already done. Okay, thank you.
Thank you, and thank you so much for wanting to help. And let's hope we work together for a long time.
Yeah, good.
Okay, I'm Dee. I'm retired. Live in Dahab. Been here years. January the 1st last year, I said, that's it. I've got to do something. So I contacted Karin and said, this is what I want to do. This specific area, doing this. Will it help? And she said, yes. So I said, right, my New Year's resolution is I'm going to neuter, well, initially 1 cat a week. Yeah, because I thought I could raise enough money and do 1 a week. That's grown. At the moment, we've got 33 animals in, because sometimes after you've neutered, they need care. Sometimes they need care to make them ready to be neutered. So there's always turning around of animals.
What this mission is for you? What it gives you?
Okay, it gives me the satisfaction, because if you've got X amount of food and you've got cats breeding in that area, you're going to get starvation. You get too many cats in that area, you're going to get disease. So by controlling what is in that area, the numbers, then you'll have, tourists like seeing happy cats, healthy cats. So if tourists see that we are doing it, it makes them want to come back. So what do I get out of it? I like seeing happy, healthy animals. I don't care if it's just cats or dogs, camels, anything. I like to see them happy. We don't want them killed off, yeah? So control the number, and it works. We have problems with people bringing their animals and dumping them. That is a problem, because you might have just neutered a whole area, yeah, and then there's unneutered cats, and they might have arrived with a disease, they might have arrived with pregnant, yeah. So another problem is sometimes you have people that don't want them neutered, so we leave that area, yeah, and do another area that do want it done. So all the time you're trying to keep everybody happy. It's very difficult, but you try to keep everybody happy.
How you gain resources for this? So people support.
100% funding from people. If somebody says, here's some money for that cat to be neutered, that's exactly what it's spent on. If they say, here's some money to neuter that area, that's what it's spent on. We'd be stuck without the help we get.
Okay, thank you. Good.
Catching process. Look. Done. Yes.
We finally went to catch the little dog, and it's a small adventure. Let's see how it goes.
Almond's son, and we need lovely daughter of this white dog. We need to lure her in and catch her. It's like fishing, right? You lure the fish. Yesterday we had catting, meaning we were feeding cats and catching them. Today we have dog catching. Yes, can't find the dog yet. We asked the local police. They say they sometimes hang around somewhere there. We'll check another location. Volunteering and charity are not just about helping the world. It's simply a cool adventure. I understand that many people just simply need something to dilute their normality. We finally found the dog. It was under an empty space near the guards, under some box. But the police asked to remove the footage in which they appeared, and we couldn't capture the moment when the dog was under that box. The heat is very intense. Dogs dig holes in the sand just to protect themselves from the scorching sun.
What will be next after operation? So it's just chill for dog, yeah?
Yeah, I bring her for a couple of days for recovery to someone's garden. And this dog will go there also.
Someone will take her home for a couple of days, so she can rest somewhere in the yard, take care of her, and then return the dog back to her familiar territory. But she needs to rest first. Something like that.
I'd like to thank BABYBNB Tiger for the support today with the sterilization of the cats and the female dog. We appreciate this very much.
BABYBNB Tiger. Yeah. Awesome. Yeah. Brilliant. We couldn't do it without you. Thank you so much.
Yeah. Sometimes they do it occasionally because we have enough money, time, who supports. Well, thank God we have made progress on this issue and decided to do it. We sterilized several cats, several dogs. We even checked one tooth of a cat. Yesterday we fed the kittens. Today we are sterilizing cats and dogs. In just one day, my whole life has turned around. So, guys, support BBB Tiger. Let's change the world for the better together. Let's change the planet. By the way, in these situations, new contacts and connections are happening now. For example, Karin wants to introduce me to a girl from Egypt, here, from the government, who is involved in environmental management. So, let's first see how this will unfold. Engage in charity, budget for something, help animals and children, and accordingly grow with us. Welcome to BBB Tiger. Bye-bye, see you.
Guys, and lastly, I have a small request. Please support with a like, leave a comment or repost, share with friends. Because every small, even seemingly insignificant action can save someone's life, a child or an animal. Thank you.